Rush. The impeachment trial of suspended Attorney General Ken Paxton has come to a close. As we speak, state senators acting as jurors are deliberating behind closed doors whether to remove Paxton from office and potentially ban him from ever running for office again. And a verdict could come down at any time. Our Ryan Chandler is awaiting word now at the Texas Capitol, and he joins us now with the latest. Ryan, a very good evening to you.
Well, good evening. We've been waiting for about 6 hours as these senators deliberate tonight. They're poring over thousands of pages of evidence and nearly 2 weeks of witness testimony as they prepare to take a vote that none of them have ever taken before. In the emotional closing arguments that we heard this morning, prosecutors were sure to stress that this is not a normal vote and it will have implications for the future of Texas politics, not just for Ken Paxton, but for how these senators will be remembered.
Now is your time to do right.
The final words on a fateful day.
So there will come a time for you, I believe this is it, not to ask yourself what is safe or popular or politic, but what is right. And I believe that it is right, as painful as it might be.
Paxton's former deputies watching on, hoping for vindication for the allegations they first voiced.
I want you to know that the House has seen you and heard you. Mr. Maxwell, I see you. You deserve more than to be ridiculed and mocked on the floor of the Texas Senate with a bunch of cooked up foolishness.
Paxton's defense stressing the burden of proof, saying there's not enough evidence to deal a death blow to Paxton's career.
You heard when we started this case, you heard in the media that the evidence is 10 times worse than the public knows. But what a farce that was. What a farce that was. What we have seen instead is a bunch of supposition, mights, maybes, could have been.
Both stressing the gravity of the looming decision, not just for Paxton, but for their own fates and the state's future.
Members of the jury, this is the most important choice you have ever faced. In 100 years, it's probably the only vote that anyone will ever talk about in your careers.
Now, this verdict could come in 2 minutes. It could be 2 days. Senators will deliberate until 8 o'clock tonight, and if they haven't reached a decision by then, they'll be back here at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll be here through all of it until they come to that decision. Jennifer, Mike.
All right, Ryan Chandler at the state capitol for us this evening. 2/3 of senators, 21 total, is needed for conviction of an article. And just one article conviction on any of the 16 impeachment articles will result in Paxton's removal from office as the Attorney General of Texas. And you can read more about the entire Senate trial on KXAN.com. Check out the Paxton impeachment section.